how learning languages was different when I was a kid. Back in the dark ages, before the internet was more than a barely audible whisper in the consciousness of the masses. For me, it didn't exist at all until I was age 11, other than hearing some random French word, probably something to do with food or wine. It was turning up at school at age 11 and being told I had to learn French. We all had to learn French, no choice. It was turning up at school at age 12 knowing that I had to learn a second language, that I would be given a choice as to which one, but that I might not get my first choice. It was not getting my first choice because, of course, I wasn't one of the best students at languages. I mean, what other reason would they have for denying me? Surely they didn't pull names out of a hat. My second choice was Spanish. I know there was also Latin to choose from. I don't remember if there was anything else. It was sitting in class and listening to a grammar point explained and having no clue as to what the teacher meant, because we were in an age where we weren't taught English grammar. A flawed teaching experiment. It was learning English grammar from another language. It was being given whole lists of vocabulary to learn for a test, and them not going in. It was being picked on in class to answer a question in the language, or to read out a passage in the language. It was, on rare occasions, sitting in a language lab, a room with lots of cubicles with headphones and some kind of connection to a recording, where I had to do some kind of exercise in the language. Yeah, that was high-tech back then. It was realising that languages was one of the things I was best at, even though they didn't give me my first choice of second language, and deciding to go on to do it at A-levels for both. It was realising that I had to do foreign literature in the same way as English literature for my A-levels, where you're not just reading the text, you have to answer complex questions on it, something I did not excel at in my own language. It was deciding that I wanted to go on to further education to continue my languages, but in no way wanted to do more literature analysis, so plumping for a foreign languages for business course. It was starting to learn German on this course and realising, after not very long at all, that this probably wasn't going to be a good idea. It was having a term abroad, living with a family, and realising that my family was pretty much only in it for the money. It was, whilst on said term abroad, having to contact an organisation and go and interview someone about a topic I really had no interest in and couldn't think of any really interesting questions about, even in English, and then having to write it up. It was, whilst on said term abroad, learning Spanish shorthand. No, it's not the same as English shorthand, and I only ever used this once in a temp job for a week. Or maybe it was 2 weeks. I hated the temp job. It was realising that after entering the real world, all this learning foreign languages for business meant that I really wasn't that well equipped to actually have a regular conversation in the language. If you want to hear about working with one of these languages, check out this video here.